My name is Oinlola Sale, and you are now watching The Tax Talk. On a weekly basis, we take the time to explore and educate you on various issues that are pertinent to the taxpayer in the great state of Lagos. This week, we have another distinguished guest here in the studio. Before we get to talking to her, however, let's talk business news. Don't change that dial.
This is business news. In a strategic move aimed at enhancing the public transportation landscape in Lagos, about 5,000 new vehicles have been added to the fleet of the Lagos State e-hailing taxi initiative, popularly called LagRide. This expansion undertaken in the interests of the taxpayers represents a concerted effort by the state government to address the challenges faced by commuters in the bustling megacity. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made this known in a statement, noting that he supervised the signing of a joint venture partnership between Ibile Holdings Limited and CIG Motors Company Limited for the acquisition of 5,000 brand new vehicles added to the LagRide fleet. The governor said in the coming weeks, it is expected to take delivery of 2,000 units of the new vehicles in the first phase, while the rest will be delivered in tranches. According to him, the new fleet will have 1,000 electric vehicles, demonstrating a commitment to reducing dependence on fossil fuels and pruning the carbon footprint. The Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, has expressed its support for the financial autonomy and reforms being implemented at the local government level. According to the institute, these measures will help curb the undesirable practice of employing non-state actors in revenue collection. The CITN noted that the initial adoption of this approach, while intended to supplement meager revenues, arose from an unstructured political landscape and an ineffective tax system. As a result, the system has become highly inefficient. Acting Registrar Chief Executive of CITN, Afolake Osho, in a statement urged chairman of local government to commit themselves to ensuring civil approaches in the collection of taxes and levies due to the local government within the confines of the laws and to allow the proper functioning of the local government revenue committee. She called for the cooperation of local government chairmen and officials and the implementation of the yet-to-be-released tax reforms being proposed by the Presidential Committee on Tax and Fiscal Policy Reforms headed by Taiwo Udele, which he said have great promises for all the tiers of government. And that's it on Business News.
I will make a start shortlist business. They give 150K to my friends. Let's do this. Taxes? I didn't even think about this. So I'll have to pay tax to build a house in Lagos. Maybe I should take a remote job. That way, I can avoid taxes. But wait, bloggers and content creators pay taxes too. So tax officials in Lagos monitor digital space for tax payment. Wait, why don't I start importing and exporting of phones and gadgets? Bro, how far now?
Femo, how far?
Bro, I won't join the business where they do.
Oh, small. You just need money. I hope you have your tax clearance certificate.
Tax? Are you kidding me?
Without it, shishi, you know fit do. You have to visit the nearest tax office.
I can't believe it. There's no way out of this. I have to face my tax obligations if I want to start a life in Lagos.
Dear Lagosians, your taxes enable the government to invest in education, healthcare, security, housing, and many more. By continuing to pay your taxes, you are investing in a brighter future for all. This message is brought to you by the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS.
If you're just joining us, this is a Tax Talk. And this week we have a Corporate Talk edition ready and raring to go. We enlist the aid of an expert to break down this week's topic. Olubunmi Morenikeji from Alphabeta Consulting is here with us to elaborate on e-payment and electronic tax clearance certificate processing in Lagos State. Mrs. Morenikeji, you're welcome to the Tax Talk.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're doing good today.
Oh, yes, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, let's hit the show on the road immediately.
Okay.
Could you give insights into how the e-payment system functions in Lagos State and shed light on the significant benefit it brings to both taxpayers and the government?
Awesome. What the state has done is to put in place an ease of payment, for all taxes and levies. And so the e-platform is a situation where you digitally can make all your payments, electronically. And it's easy, it's seamless, it's safe and secure, and you can do it from the convenience of your home. The way it operates is that from billing, you can start your billing and all the way to payment and receipting, in the comfort of your home. So it takes away all of the limitations of having to go to the bank, branch, and all of that. And so it's really, it's a digital advancement that has brought a lot of comfort to taxpayers.
Moving into specifics, can you walk us through the streamlined process of obtaining an electronic tax clearance certificate in Lagos State, with emphasis on the main requirements?
Okay. It's a process that has been automated, and that makes it really easy for all taxpayers. So first, you must be a registered taxpayer. There's what we call the payer ID. It's a unique tax identifier number. So you must register, to have this number. For corporate bodies, they have the COP ID, and then for individuals, they have payer IDs. This is unique to everybody. Once you have this, then you must be, remitting your taxes, obviously. So for payee, employers must remit the taxes with the details of their employees, which means all employees also must have their payer IDs. Then for direct assessment, and then for the informal sector, all of this must have been assessed and paid their taxes. Once you've done this, then you must do your filing. There's what we also call annual filing. So for corporate bodies, 31st of January every year, latest, you must have filed, for your organization. And then for individuals, 31st of March, you must have also filed. So you must have at least 3 years prior years taxes that has been filed. Then you're eligible. So how do you process? So there's a portal, that you go to, and you register. Your credentials that you're used in registering, you go log on to that portal. You'll be required to, upload some documents, maybe your photograph if it's not there, your address and all of those things, and then supporting documents to confirm that you've actually remitted your taxes. After that, there's a verification so that LRS ensures that there's adequacy. You have not shortchanged the government in any way.
Exactly.
So once all of that is done, because it's automated, the system you've requested for your ETCC, you've met all of these requirements, you get an electronic tax clearance certificate, which you can download or could be sent to your email.
And we're good to go.
Yes, that's it.
What are the requirements for businesses or individuals to register for e-payment and electronic tax clearance certificates in Lagos State?
Awesome. The first thing is you must have a bank account because you're doing everything electronically. So you must also have registered. So for companies using their RCs, we can confirm and verify that that organization is who they say they are using the CAC validation. For individuals, their PIDs are also verified using BVN or the NIN. Once you have this in place, then you must have been remitting your taxes. That's important. That's the prerequisite. And adequately too. You can't shortchange the government. There's a way that adequacy is measured. Once you do that, you remit, you're qualified to apply, yes.
Are there any fees or charges associated with using the e-payment system or obtaining an electronic tax clearance certificate in Lagos State? Okay,
so I'll start with the obtaining the ETCC because there's a lot of information out there that is not correct. There are absolutely no charges. No charges because it's an online, it's seamless, from beginning to the end. You can apply and the state has put in place in such a way that, you know, from the comfort of your home, you can get the ETCC. So there are no charges. However, because, you know, the third parties that are involved, you know, the banks and other payment platforms, there's some charges that comes with the usage of their platform. It's called a convenience fee. But that's only maybe when you're using a debit card or USD, you know, but basically there are no charges except, you know, for those electronic payment charges that are due to third parties.
I can see you came fully prepared for us today. At this point, we need to take a quick break. Stay with us as the Tax Talk will be right back.
Have you had a hard time with taxes and understanding tax administration in Lagos State and the complex nature of Nigerian tax law? Do you know what agency or tier of government collects the various types of taxes? Have you ever found yourself asking any of these questions? Join us for your favorite program, The Tax Talk, your infotainment program.
Welcome back. Mrs. Morenikeji from Alphabeta Consulting is still here with us in the studio. We are talking about e-payment and electronic tax clearance certificate processing in Lagos State. Is it okay to continue with the next set of questions?
Oh, sure.
Security is paramount in the digital landscape. How robust is the security infrastructure of the e-payment system and the overall electronic tax clearance certificate processing in Lagos State?
The state has put in place, you know, very robust security system. The digital landscape is very cunning, you know, because there are a lot of people who are looking out to, you know, come against your system. So they're well encrypted, you know, and authentication processes that have been put in place. There are security measures such that, you know, on a regular basis, they test, you know, their stress tests to ensure that there are no, penetration tests to ensure that there are no phishing and all of that. The state has also ensured that, you know, there's authentication. So before you log in, people have approval levels. There are people who are administrators, there are people who are just users. Then there are audit trails. You know, we can easily look at who has done what in the system. We have continuous monitoring to ensure that, you know, the system is updated and upgraded. So the state is, you know, doing a lot to ensure that that space is safe and secure for data administration.
Safety is certainly key.
Absolutely.
Bringing in the tax agency perspective, how does the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service play a role in overseeing and facilitating the e-payments and electronic tax clearance processes in the states?
Okay, you know, the state is responsible, the LRS especially is responsible for ensuring that policies are set, you know, for tax administration. They're also responsible for advocacy, enlightening the public. You know, it's not just about setting up tax laws. People need to be aware. So there's a lot of advocacy. There's a lot of, just like this tax talk, you know, there's a lot of creation of awareness so that people are aware. You know, there's no excuse in law as to I didn't know, you know. So that's there. Then they've also put in place a robust plan to support, you know, their helplines, their, you know, chat rooms. There are things that you can, you know, the places you can go to online and get clarification as to what should be done. The state has also ensured that there's a continuous training of users, training of professionals, you know, consultants, training of their officials as well. So there's that enlightenment all around to ensure that people are aware of what to do. And when you don't know what to do, there are places that you can go to and get the information.
Time is of the essence. What measures are in place, particularly under the purview of LIRS, to ensure the timely processing of electronic tax clearance certificates in Lagos State? Okay,
you know, because the process has been automated, it's end-to-end seamless. So it's something you can start and end at the convenience of your home. You don't need to go to a tax station. So what do? So you register, like I said earlier on, you go online, you log in, you make the request, you submit your documents online, you know, These documents are verified for adequacy and all of that. And once that's confirmed, you get immediate notification. And there and then on your system, you can get the ETCC, which means that the turnaround time has been shortened, to as little as, as you upload all your documents and they're ascertained
now
to be
on your fingertips,
yes.
fast.
So it's really, really quick and easy to access.
At a certain point, the challenge of multiple payer IDs led to the upload of incomplete taxpayer information on their tax statements. Has this issue been effectively addressed, considering that some employees still lack comprehensive details of their tax payments and information on their accounts?
Yeah, absolutely. That was an issue in the past, and a lot of things have been put in place. First is the data cleanup. So what the LRS has put in place is to ensure that there's a cleanup of all, multiple payer IDs and all of those things that, could not be ascertained. Next is the BVN that I said earlier on, the authentication with BVN and NIN. So for anyone that is registering, you would have to be authenticated. That way, if you have multiple payer IDs, they're collapsed, and then you just have one verified payment. Also, the way the system continuous monitoring of the system, so you like I said, also you can use the CAC portal, to verify, to confirm RC. So when you have organizations or individuals who have multiple payer IDs or corp IDs, these can be regularized, and the system is, continually doing this. And then for individuals, what is required is that when your employers are doing their remittances, it's important that the payer ID of all individuals are there. The reason why a lot of people miss out on their tax history is because, the payer IDs are not indicated. But the system that is in place now will not even allow the organization to upload their data if it is not correct. So that has also enhanced the veracity of the information that is coming onto the system.
And with that answer, my interrogation is over. Just kidding. Thank you so much, Mrs. Morenikeji, for coming on the Tax Talk today. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Really good being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll go on a break for now. More to come once we get back.
I will make a start shortlist business. They give them 150K to my friends. Let's do this. Taxes? I didn't even think about this. So I'll have to pay tax to build a house in Lagos. Maybe I should take a remote job. That way, I can avoid taxes. But wait, bloggers and content creators pay taxes too. So tax officials in Lagos monitor digital space for tax payment. Wait, why don't I start importing and exporting of phones and gadgets? Bro, how far now?
Femo, how far?
Bro, I won't join the business where they do.
Oh, smart. You just need money. I hope you have your tax clearance certificate.
Tax? Are you kidding me?
Without it, shishi, you no fit do. You have to visit the nearest tax office.
I can't believe it. There's no way out of this. I have to face my tax obligations if I want to start a life in Lagos.
Dear Lagosians, your taxes enable the government to invest in education, healthcare, security, housing, and many more. By continuing to pay your taxes, you are investing in a brighter future for all. This message is brought to you by the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS.
Welcome back. It's time to highlight the projects your taxes have gone into on Tax Did It. Stay with us.
From now on, all retirees of Lagos State government will be paid as they retire. Today, pleased to announce that over 2,000 retirees will be receiving their bond certificates totaling 4,461,659,536.82. We are bold here to say and to announce that no state have achieved this feat that we are achieving here today.
The Tax Talk is on social media platforms. We crave your indulgence to engage with our content on a weekly basis. Be sure to follow the LIRS as well so you don't miss any piece of information that will come in handy. The social media handles will, of course, be on screen intermittently throughout the show. Next on our lineup for the Tax Talk is LIRS Diary.
We'd like to welcome Dr. Kuka and the LIRS team. Thank you so much for supporting us on this journey.
Tax evasion is a crime punishable by law in every country that practices taxation. John Maynard Keynes once said, and I quote, "The avoidance of tax is the only intellectual pursuit that still carries any reward." End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, let us not be distracted by the minor symptoms. The real enemies of economic progress are the structural issues of political instability, unemployment, bribery, fraud, corruption, and the list is endless. Let us rise above and tackle the real challenges that have held us back for too long, and together we will make a difference.
One thing is that you have to catch them early. You have to train them from their youthful times, and you see that as they grow up, they inculcate those characters, those habits. So what the tax tribe is doing is very laudable. It's a laudable initiative, and it's enlightening the students, and by extension, it would also enlighten their parents, because when they are preparing for the debates, they prepare in front of mirrors or in front of their parents as observers, and their parents will definitely ask questions or learn from those preparation. So it's a lot, and then the schools also, they'll be able to appreciate what the state government is doing. They'll be able to appreciate the efforts of their teachers, and that their teachers also are also complying with the tax laws. So they will see examples that they also can grow up knowing that people are paying tax, my teacher pays tax, the principal pays tax, and so I should tell my parents also, and when I grow up also, I should also pay tax.
Our correspondent is on the streets of Lagos again to tax your brain. Is it a riddle or a straightforward question? Do stay with us to find out.
It's another exciting day on the streets of Lagos. We are here to tax your brain on Tax Talk. My name is Ellen Kalu, so stay tuned.
E-tax.
Taxation.
E-tax.
I think e-tax. It's been an amazing day on the streets of Lagos. My name is Ellen Kalu. See you next week.
I'm afraid that brings us to the end of today's show. Class will resume next week at the regular time. My name is Oyinlola Saleh. Keep a date with me next week.